Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, another little rhythm figure for you here, E and. This is a really funny little one. You see this all over the place at grade 3, and again I'm thinking of Trinity in particular, but grade 3 across the board, around that level you start to see this, and it throws almost everybody off when they're first seeing it and hearing it and just kind of feeling it. It certainly did me when I first started. It looks like this. I'm going to do something seriously low tech here, but it just seems like the best way to communicate it. I'm going to write it out on a bit of paper. It looks like this. You see? So E and looks like that. So what you've got is a 16th note rest here, a semiquaver rest, then a semiquaver, and then a quaver, right? So the way I like to think of this is like a pattern of 16th, right? A little block of 16th notes, 1 E and which would look like this. 1 E and right? So ba 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 ba, caterpillar, which typically like at grade 1 when you start, you'd play as right, left, wouldn't you? Right, left, if you're right-handed. You'd play left, right if you're right-handed. But that's a good place to start. Now, when you look at this figure, what you've got here is the same basic structure. So this would be the 1. This is a 16th note or semiquaver rest. You see this? Then you play the E. That E is a semiquaver or a 16th. You can tell that because it's got 2 little lines on the note stem. You've then got a quaver or an 8th note on and. You can tell that's a quaver or an 8th note because it's only got the 1 line coming off the stem. There's no at the end. We don't need one because if you've got a quaver here, an 8th note on and, you're done, aren't you? As in 1 and, 2 and. So this is E and. So you rest the beat, and you play the E and you effectively rest the So 1 E and You get it? 1 E and but you only play the E 1 E and Typical sticking then, when you start, and this isn't for all seasons, it's just recommended to get started, like all these stickings, is left on the E and right on the and. 1 E and left, right. That's because it's just consistent with this, isn't it? As you played 1 E and as right, left, you'd play left, right here, right? So a good way to start, especially if you're looking for guidance on sticking, is to just follow that, preserve that right, left sticking for the 4 16th notes, right? So, these some drumsticks, you'd go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, here it comes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, if you played a whole bar of them. Does that make sense? So it's the E and of 1 E and Now you see this all over the place in grade 3. So what I'm going to do actually is just take 3 little moments where we see it in the grade 3 Trinity Rock and Pop syllabuses, and we're just going to have a little look at those and sort of see. We will quickly play it around the fill as a kit, around the kit as a fill as well, which is kind of fun. Although I'm not always sure it's the most exciting musical phrase to make a whole fill out of just repeating pattern of E and 4 times, but we'll do it, man. We'll do it just to make it clear. So we're going to go on each drum, snare drum, high tom, mid tom, floor tom, E and, right? So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and You get it? I'm going to play 1 bar groove and 1 bar of that figure played 4 times. 2 and 3 and 4, here it comes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and You get it? And 4, and I'll go slow. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and here we go. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and we'll go a little bit quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, here it comes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Often the biggest challenge with guys first getting the hang of it is actually pitching your quavers and semiquavers, your 8ths and 16ths at the same rate, so the overall tempo is consistent. So remember, 8th notes, which is what the groove is based on here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this figure, you're selecting like the middle 2 of the 16ths, right, on each beat. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So obviously what you need is a nice solid consistent relationship between the 8th notes and the 16ths. 1 and 2 and 3, these are the 8th notes. 1 E and 2 E and these are the 16ths. Those need to match, man, otherwise it's never going to quite fit. I'll just play a little more. 3 3, and here it comes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. You feeling that? E and. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. I'll slow down again one time. 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. You could orchestrate around the kit a little bit just for fun, just to sort of check that you've really got the feel for this. And 3 and 4, here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. 3 and 4 and. I'll get a bit faster. So like I said, it's all well and good, but it's a little bit not one particular musical phrase, isn't it? Like on its own like that. And you would be unusual, honestly, to play that as one whole, as a repeating pattern like that over one whole bar. Whereas you might well play regular semiquavers, regular sixteenths, or you might well play, 1 E and or 1 and a 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. That might well make a one bar phrase. This one doesn't quite. So what we'll do, as I say, we'll have a look at 3 different drum fills that this features in, and see if, or 3 moments anyway, from the Trinity Rock and Pop grade 3, and we'll see if we can figure this out. The first one is in Love Is the Drug, and this is on a little drum fill that happens near the end. So this is bar 32. If you've got the Trinity book, have a little look. I'll put this moment on screen as well. It goes bar 32, a hi-hat and kick drum together on a quarter note on a crotchet for beat 1. Beat 2 is a rest, a 1-beat rest, or a crotchet or quarter note rest. You've then got 3E the figure that I did a video about yesterday, linked in the description below if you need to check that out. 3E which will play as right, left, left. For right-handers anyway, lefties would go left, right, right. Then we've got this figure, right? And this is where a lot of people get stitched up and find it difficult to feel this and count this. We've got this exact figure, right, on beat 4. You're seeing it? It's that 16th note rest, and then it's the 16th note, and then it's the quaver. Or it's the semi-quaver rest, then the semi-quaver, then the quaver. This is E and. Basic structure of 16ths, 4 E and here. We're playing the E and the and, effectively resting the others. 4 E and You got it? So beat 1, hi-hat and kick. Beat 2 is a rest. Beat 3, playing on the high tom here, goes 3 E that figure from yesterday's video. As I say, check that out if you need to in the description below. 3 E and then on beat 4 here, we're going to play E and 4 E and left, right. 1 and 2 and 3 E and here it comes, E and. You get it? I'm going to loop this bar. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2. Beat 3 is going to be right, left, left. Beat 4 is going to be left, right. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. You get it? And 2 and 3 E and here it comes, E and 4 E and. You get it? And 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. That moment, that drum fill must be, certainly in my experience, one of the most confused drum fills in this whole book, man, in this whole syllabus for grade 3. Ba 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 ba. 3 E and then this figure 4 E and. You seeing that? Cool. What I'll do is I'll play the little lead up to it as well. I'll start at bar 29. 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. Here it comes now. 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2. Here it comes. 1 2. So 3 E and this figure 4 E and 3 E and 4 E and. That's that one. Cool. The next one would be in a groove. Oh, this is in Don't Want to Fight, right? This is on page 12. And this is in a groove context. This is another thing that takes drummers a lot of time to build up at grade 3, but that's cool. That's fine. It's supposed to be a challenge, this bit, right? This is, in a big way, about bass drum technique as well. But putting that to one side for a sec, let's just think about the rhythm. What we're going to do here is play a little groove, a straight 8th feel groove. Looks like this. And this is bar 18. We're just playing this on a loop. So what you've got here is straight 8s on the hi-hat. On the first half of the bar, the kick and the snare go 1 and That's another rhythm figure I've dealt with in a different video. I'll put the link to that in the description as well. But what we're focusing on in particular for this rhythm specifically is what's happening on the bass drum on beat 3. We're playing 3 E and. Same story, man. We're resting, so old school, isn't it? We're resting on the first semiquaver, that's the 3 in this case, and we're playing E and. So a semiquaver, then a quaver, E and. The basic structure this is based on is 3 E and 16ths or semiquavers. We're playing the E and the and. Now the 3, which we're resting on the bass drum, is still played on the hi-hat. This is where a lot of confusion comes in as well with the reading stuff. Like in a lot of these pieces, there are 2 different lines going on in the music. In this groove right here, the hi-hat is played as, that's one line in the music, right? That's the top line. And basically that's the line where the stems are going up. As you can see, that's just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's straight 8th notes all the way, right? Straight quavers all the way through the bar. So that's the first, that's one of 2 lines going on in the music. The second line is where the stems are going down. And here that is the kick and the snare part, right? That goes 1, Then on beat 3, this figure, 3 E and. You see it? 3 E and. Can you see that? The 3 is the semiquaver rest, the 16th note rest with the 2 little knobbly bits. The first bass drum on beat 3 there is on the E, that's a 16th, and then on the and, that's an 8th, E and. So I think where a lot of confusion often comes here is people say, well, if it's E and, why am I still playing 3 on the hi-hat? Because there are 2 separate lines running in the music, like written separately. Obviously, when you're playing drums, you're playing multiple limbs at once. So sometimes, and I actually do this quite a lot when I write grooves out, sometimes people transcribing parts join everything up, like the stems kind of go up all the way and join together as one line running all the way through. I actually quite like that, but they don't do that in these books, and that is probably less common as well. Here they do it as 2 separate lines. So you've got the line with the stems going up, again that's just straight 8th notes, and separately a line of music with the stems going down, and that's why you've got this figure. Rest the 3 and play E and on beat 3 there, again bar 18. All right, so let's have a little think about that. Here it comes, first half, 1 and 2 and. Now the moment that we're talking about, 3 on the hi-hat, but that's not part of the same little figure we're playing here. E and on the bass drum. Now obviously it is taking place at the same time as the hi-hat line, right? So effectively they're happening at once. You're going to go 3 on the hi-hat and then E and on the kick. Obviously the hi-hat is playing 3 and right at the top. So when we get to the and, the hi-hat and the kick play together. 3 E and. You get it? 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Another way of saying that is the first kick is in the gap between the hi-hats, isn't it? And the second kick goes with the hi-hat. Here it comes. 3 E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's that. Now, here's the thing. Like, people often find this groove quite tricky, quite challenging at grade 3. A couple of things to say about that. Number 1, that's completely fine. You're supposed to. This is I always think people get this quite often the wrong way round when they learn. This, in my opinion, is the means by which you will develop this sort of skill. In particular, in particular the bass drum technique, which is not really the point of this video, but all the same, it's worth saying at this point. Like in particular, these grooves are the means by which you will develop this technique. It's not like a test of can you already do this. And often people seem quite taken aback. They say, well, this is really hard. They say, oh, I'm struggling with this. Like you're not supposed to play it straight away, man. It's just supposed to build it up. Like this is a thing for you to go away and rehearse and learn and practice up and develop your technique. Just going back to the point of this video, one thing that really helped me, honestly, learn to play these sort of grooves smoothly. Obviously, the physical bass drum stuff is part of it. I'll link to my bass drum technique playlist in the video below. That's a big part of it. Obviously, you've got to be working on your bass drum, doing your bass drum drills and all that kind of stuff to develop the technique and the skill and the speed and being able to play it in a relaxed way and all that stuff. But one thing that was really, really helpful for me was by understanding the nature of the notes themselves, like how that actually worked, how that notation worked. That really helped me keep it clear in my head what I was aiming for, resting on the 3, coming in on the E, playing again on the and, like by actually just personally by being able to sort of see that in my mind's eye or literally see it on a page actually really helped me to execute it and play it. That's just what helped me. So if you are struggling, if you find yourself saying the phrase, I'm struggling with that groove, I find this groove hard, I've been playing this groove for ages, I'm still not getting it, it's what people say. Personally, I found that really helpful, like by really deeply understanding or truly understanding the nature of the notation there and how the rhythm is organized. I actually found that quite helpful in executing the groove. All right, thirdly, just finally here, there's this little E and figure also features in Are You Gonna Go My Way? In the same book. So this is page 6, and it's the very last bar of the first page here, bar 28. This is a bar entirely made of drum fill on the snare. It goes like this. So you play like 3 bars of groove going up to it. Here it comes. Okay, so whizzing through that real quick. Beat 1 is 1ER, the rhythm I dealt with yesterday in the video. Again, linked in the description below if you need that one. That is 1ER, as in semi-quaver, quaver, semi-quaver, or 16th, 8th, 16th. 2 and an 8th and 2/16. That's the rhythm. That's a grade 1 combination. I've also done one of these videos about that, which will be linked below. 2 and the rhythm figure that is the topic of this video, E and, is on beat 3 here. You rest the 3, you play E and. 3 E and. You got it? 3 E and. 4 and at the end is straight 8th notes. 4 and. Okay, let's go through that real quick and we'll do the recommended sticking. Now remember, such an important point for me, recommended stickings, not set in stone, not for all time. What recommended stickings are a great way to get started with the rhythms. When you're first getting them in your head, this is hugely what helped me. Feel free, if you're playing these rhythms correctly, to discard this or do whatever way you like. But if you want guidance, and in particular if you're finding it a challenge, like most people do, and let's face it, I did when I was first learning these, I'd really recommend pursuing these stickings till you get the feel of the rhythm in your system. Go with these stickings. So I'll just talk through this real quick. Beat 1, 1ER would be right, left, left. Okay, 1E and rest the and. Beat 2 is 2 and right, right, left. Recommended sticking. Again, this is all videos for each of these rhythm figures have been done and are linked in the description below. And then beat 3 is this figure, 3 E and. Recommended sticking for right-hander, left, right. 3 E and. Remember, if you played 4/16, you'd go 4 E and. We're leaving out that right stick at the start and the left stick at the end. 3 E and 3 E and on a beat 4, 4 and. So the first half of the bar, 1 E and 2 and You got it? 1 E and 2 E and Then on beat 3 and 4, the second half, this figure, 3 E and 4 and. You getting the E and? 3 E and 4 and. 3 E and 4 and. You got it? Whole bar, a couple of times. 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and a bit slower. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. One time again, even slower. 2, 3 and 4 and. You getting it? 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and 4 and. So that's when you count it all out, which is a really worthwhile thing to do. Now, of course, in a big way, this rhythm is playable by ear as well. A lot of people say at this point, well, I'd rather just hear it. But I can just hear it and play it. What's the point of all that confusing counting? Fine, man. If you can hear it and play it, great. That's totally cool. What we're doing here is, well, two things. One is if you're struggling to hear the rhythm, this is a great system for working out like what's happening and putting that together. But even bigger than that, I would say, as you actually move on, I think this happens a lot, man, beyond this point. It starts to happen at grade 3, and it happens in a huge way with guys and girls that move on to grade 4, 5, and 6 in particular, is if you haven't really wrapped your head around like the counting system or just the music theory and all that stuff, it does get increasingly difficult to learn stuff, honestly. It gets increasingly difficult to sort of hear it and play it by ear, because especially when you're doing this particular thing that we do a lot of in the grade syllabus, which is learning parts, right? Like an actor here, you're learning your lines, which you then have to perform, right? So you're learning a part. It's not just play something that sounds cool, it's play something very specific. Like you have to, when it's written out, you have to play the part. You're like an actor on stage. Imagine you got a gig in a Shakespeare play as an actor, and you sit there and you learn your lines. You open the book at first, you read the script, you learn the lines, and you go and say those lines on stage. You don't suddenly start freestyling Shakespeare. In the same way that when you're doing playing these particular parts, let's face it, these are classics, you don't change the part, man. There's sections where you do your own thing, and that's notated on the music, but in this particular case, yeah, you play the part, man. So that's a really, really important thing to do. And what you often find, I think it's a real tipping point, those middle grades, 3, 4, 5 into 6, if you haven't wrapped your head around the music theory side of it, it gets increasingly difficult. And that is the number one reason I would say people start finding stuff really difficult and give up, honestly, is between grades 4 and 6, in particular in the middle, is they haven't really got a basic grip on those note values and rhythm figures, the stuff we're talking about in these videos. And then the music just gets more complicated and you just get a bit left behind, man. That's what happens. And then it just becomes, I can imagine it being very unpleasant to try and learn stuff when you're not on top of these, man. These videos and these things, and I'm well aware these videos won't get the same views as, like song playthroughs and all that kind of stuff, but these things hold the key to really developing, I think, and the key to really unlocking so much stuff. And honestly, they hold the key to making learning material like tons more fun, like wildly night and day difference, more enjoyable as well, because you understand what you're dealing with. They take they show the method in the madness. They take all the fogginess away from it. Once you can recognize these figures, see them on the page, hear them, man, you're so much in business. So this one, E and, hope that was useful. There are 3 examples of where you see it in grade 3, and it's totally confused. I don't think it's massively confusing once you get the hang of it. It's just the middle 2, isn't it, of 4 16th notes, 1 E and it's 1 E and Thanks so much for watching, as always. Really, really appreciate it. And if you're the sort of person who's sitting through these videos and these note value ones, I really hugely appreciate that. Thanks so much. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, please, as well. If you haven't done that already, that's a great way to support this channel. Another brilliant way to support this channel, and thank you so much to all the amazing people who are doing it, is to visit my support page at Buy Me a Coffee. I'll link to that in the description below as well. Thanks so much to all the amazing people who buy me a coffee, which is a single one-off support donation to help this channel and to support it and to help it to grow. And I massively appreciate that. And I need coffee in this game to keep going. And also the amazing, all the time now, new members who are joining up. As a member of this channel, a £10 a month monthly membership, you're supporting this channel in a really cool way and helping it grow and allowing me to do more and more stuff and spend more time on it, and just to answer more and more requests, and to just to really push it along and up to the next level. It's incredibly exciting for me. So thanks so much to all the amazing people. A lovely Remy, a new member who joined yesterday. I'm so glad I was saying your name right, Remy. Thanks so much for that and for watching. You also get a ton of stuff in return. You get drum support from me in the form of video responses and emails. You get a weekly members video. You get a practice plan. I'll write you an item by item practice plan based on where you're at and what you want to achieve. Every item on your practice plan will have a video link that relates to this channel. And some of them are descriptions, some of them are play-along videos, but your whole plan, man, written out in the head, heart, hands format for you based on where you're at and how long you've got to practice. You also get a free complimentary Zoom session or a face-to-face if you want to come up to my studio in Cambridge once lockdown is over, and a whole load of other stuff. Or you get to choose the songs for name that drum tune as well, a silly little game we've just restarted. Plus you get priority requests over videos on the main channel here. So thanks to all the amazing supporters. It's absolutely mind-blowing. You guys are supporting the channel, helping out in that way, and I hope hopefully you're getting value in return from your membership. Thanks a million. Thanks for watching as always. Any questions about any of this music theory stuff, give us a shout. And again, just thanks so much for your engagement with that. If you're one of those people, this is the stuff, man. This is the stuff that people do that results in them being really, really good at playing the drums, being great musicians, man. So thanks so much if you're someone who's persevered with this. Love it. Thanks so much. See you soon.